Today's hymn is a 19th century gospel hymn, When Peace Like a River, also known as It Is Well With My Soul. Horatius G. Spafford, a Presbyterian lawyer in Chicago, wrote these words out of tragedy, having lost 4 daughters at sea on a trip he himself was also supposed to take, but at the last minute pulled himself out of with the intention of joining them later. Grief, hardship, and the assurance that in God all is well comes through in this text. The tune is from Philip P. Bliss, a family friend of the Spaffords, who named the tune after the name of the boat which sank, killing the 4 daughters, Ville du Havre. Philip Bliss and his wife died in 1876 at age 38 when a rail bridge collapsed in Ashtabula, Ohio, and the train car they were in plunged 70 feet and burned. Ashtabula is a Lake Erie harbor town 50 miles east of Cleveland, where my wife, Susan Palo Cherwin, grew up. So this hymn has a very personal connection to our family. During one family visit, we took our then young boys to the site of this tragedy, much to their disappointment because there were no artifacts to be found, no pieces of train or bridge. But there is a monument to the tragedy in one of the cemeteries. While tipping on the side of emotional, I've always sensed a deep and meaningful response in the singing when we've included it. Indeed, on this recording, one can hear the full spectrum of ages singing with the congregation as we recorded it with choir, congregation, and organ. I've always also received appreciation for having included it at all because it hasn't been sung among Lutherans. But it was well known, probably because of the work of evangelists such as Billy Graham. As I thought about how we might sing this hymn, I looked at the text and how it worked with the tune, and I saw movement from a peaceful, inward sense of content to a resolute declaration of content. The melody grows as each line climbs a little higher, and the refrain itself also climbs in call and response between the high voices and the low voices. And then all in a unified proclamation do the last line. The entire text with its 4 stanzas does the same thing. Stanza 1 begins with the image of a peaceful river, a calming river, and moves to stanzas 4, image of the clouds rolling back and the trumpet sound, which is the author's depiction of the rapture. But I hear something maybe a little different than that. Maybe you do too. It's as if to say to me, sometimes we just need to reassure ourselves that it will be okay. It's as if we think this situation is so difficult, I'm not sure we can get through it. Moving from that feeling of despair to a sense of, we got this, because we know that God is with us in everything, including the horrible situations we find ourselves in, including even death. But there is no situation that can take that away. So it is well with our souls.